Combination here of the after effects of a flight, the tremendous chus of having the chus of being a Sandek, and then the emotional effect of the name that the baby was named today, which again arouses another storm of emotions. I don't want to be too long. I just want to share you a little bit of my thoughts that are racing through my mind, connected with the with Gavriel Noah. We have all had, in the past few weeks, Hashem has circumcised the foreskin of our heart. What I mean is, as it says, Hashem says, I will transform your heart, that instead of it being till now a heart of stone, a heart that doesn't feel, into a heart of flesh. That is in essence the circumcision of the heart, where the heart begins to feel. All of Klal Yisrael in the past week and a half?
Tomorrow's 2 weeks.
Tomorrow's 2 weeks. This is something that I don't remember in my lifetime, bringing together so many Jews from all over the world, everyone being touched and moved to a degree that is probably indescribable. And I'm just trying in my mind to get some type of, we all want to get some type of handle. We know that we will not understand. That we have all recognized that not something that we will understand. But to get some type of handle on it, somehow to harness it, to use, to help be a catalyst, to push us in the positive direction that we all feel we want to do something. In the Maimer, in the Hasidic discourse that my brother Gavriel just said, the Alter Rebbe describes over there the concept of a Bris. And yes, Gavriel was mentioning to some, I'm not sure what the MOT abbreviation is, but I got the gist of it. And in a sense, yes, Abraham did have a Bris twice. He had a Bris at 99 that we just spoke about, and he had a Bris at the age of 75, at the Bris being absurd, the covenant between the parties. Without getting into details, the concept of a covenant, the Alter Rebbe explains over there, is when you have a relationship between two people, or in our case a relationship that the child enters into, a covenant with God. Why is a covenant necessary? What is so special about this bond? Why is it not enough that we love each other? Two people who have this love, why do they have to make a covenant in order to seal that relationship forever? And in short, it's explained that a covenant is something that makes it what would the word be? Unbreakable.
Unterminable.
I forgot the word, it'll come to me a little bit later. It can never be broken.
An eternal bond.
An eternal bond. It's the Rebbe brings the example of what generally in those times when people would make a covenant, they would cut, let's say, an animal into two parts, and they would walk in between the parts. Hence the name, the covenant between the parts, symbolizing that just like we are walking in between two parts of one, we are now becoming one. It's not two separate people coming together, but we are coming together as one, and therefore nothing can separate us. Generally, people have, let's say, a love and an attraction towards each other because each one sees something positive, certain qualities in the other person, that therefore they have this relationship and this attraction. If, as time goes on, those reasons, so to speak, which attracted me to that person till now, cease to exist, the love which comes as a result of it can also cease to exist. However, a bond is something, a bris, a covenant is something that no matter what it is, it's beyond logic. No matter what happens, we make a covenant today that nothing in the world can ever change this love, even if circumstances do change. And this is what a bris is, an eternal bond. And the question is asked, at this bond between the parts that God made with Abraham and promised him his children will inherit this land of Eretz Yisrael, etc. At this same time, which is showing an expression of the greatest love of God to Abraham and his children, the unviolable, love and bond that can never be violated or broken. At this time, God shows Abraham in a prophecy all the future exiles, all the future sufferings and oppressions that the Jewish people will suffer throughout history. And the question rather comes to mind, how does this fit? At the time of the greatest expression of God's love to the Jewish people, to Abraham, at that time, is that the appropriate time for God to show Abraham all of the future exiles and suffering of the Jewish people? And we must come to the conclusion that somehow in this suffering there lies some deeper expression of God's love to us. We know that on the day that the Beis HaMikdash was destroyed, the Talmud tells us, Mashiach was born on that day. We know that the cherubim on top of the ark in the temple, the two angelic faces, it's explained in the Talmud, would miraculously, at times that the Jewish people were fulfilling God's will, they would face each other. At times, when they were not fulfilling God's will, they were facing opposite each other. And this was a sign for the Jewish people of what level they were on. And it says that at the time that the Romans, or the enemies of the Jews, destroyed the Beis HaMikdash, they trespassed and walked into the Holy of Holies. And what did they see? They saw the ark with the cherubim on top, facing each other, embracing. Again, something showing us that at the time of the worst time for Jewish people, when the Beis HaMikdash is being destroyed and millions of Jews being killed, at that time, the cherubim are facing and embracing each other, which is showing the greatest love that Hashem has. So there is this tremendous love that is there at the same time of this tremendous crisis for the Jewish people. And the explanation in very short, with a parable. A king and his son, the crown prince. The son, with a tremendous love to his father, one day the son does something or things which he, in a sense, are a trespass or a rebellion against his father, inadvertently or whatever it was, a mistake he made. And his father, as a result, exiles him from the palace. And the son now is far away in a faraway land, exiled from the palace, not to return. There are three possibilities. One possibility is he cries that he's exiled from his father, he's away from his father's table, but sooner or later, give it a few weeks, a few months, he gets used to his new situation, he builds life anew in this new faraway place, and he goes on with life. Another possibility scenario is he can never, ever be consoled. His love for his father is so great that he can never be consoled, he can never rebuild himself a new life as long as he's far away from his father, and he remains his entire life in mourning. A third possibility, the first two possibilities basically, the analogy is, many of Jewish people, we are all children of the king who have been exiled from the king's table. Some get used to the new places where they are, whether it's whatever part of the world it is, we get used to life in Gullus. And we build life anew. We cry in the beginning and then we just get used to it. The other possible scenario, we can never forget and we can never be consoled, and we live our whole life crying about the Khurban, about the destruction and the exile. But that's still not enough. The third scenario is the child, the son, the prince knows that his father can never, ever really truly send him away permanently. And he knows that one day his father is going to come bring him back. And that knowledge, that is one day he's going to come back, he never forgets. But at the same time, he doesn't sit and mourn all day. Because he knows that every day that passes, he's coming closer to that day when his father is going to bring him back. Gavriel Noach, who the Bris baby of today is named after, and his wife, went like Rabbi Avremi and Golda on shlichus to open a Chabad house in a faraway place. From one hand, we know that Chabad shluchim, when they go, it's permanent. They're going for life. They don't come back, despite the hardships. At the same time, it's only temporary. Far away and permanent meaning, this is a job that we will not go back until we accomplish the goal and the purpose of what we're here, which is to bring Mashiach, practically speaking, to bring Mashiach now. And therefore, at the same time, it's also temporary, because very soon we know that Mashiach will come. Got to gather my thoughts for the conclusion. I'm sorry. And may Gavriel Noach and his wife be what they call Melitza Yosher. They should be protectors on high for this baby, and may this baby bring much nachas to these Kedoshim, and may we be zocha that very soon we shall finally see the deep hidden love that will manifest itself through this bond with the coming of Mashiach. Amen.
Amen.